Hello, welcome to the Cup Night channel. My name is Shane, and today I'm going to be doing a reading for you connected to the planet of Venus, because it is Friday, which is Venus Day. Yeah, so we can see Venus is at the feet of the constellation of Virgo. If you use the actual position of the planets in the sky, using our own eyes or a telescope, something like that, if you were to go outside at night and look, this is where Venus would be. And you can see here, today is November 14th, 2025, and it's about 1:44 where I am now. Shout out to the number 144, could be significant. Yeah, so Venus is leaving Virgo and heading towards Libra, and I seeing Venus here, I'm getting this idea of like grounded justice or like grounded equality. Like it's like the this idea of things balancing out is like grounding into our reality is what I'm getting from this. Um, yeah, today's already been a very interesting day. I got my hair cut, and I started off with a really kind of traumatic dream last night. It woke me up way earlier than I normally wake up without an alarm or anything, and I couldn't go back to sleep. It was very dark, and it had to do with two feminine figures. One, I'm not going to go into the full details because it was very graphic, but yeah, it was there was just a lot of rage and jealousy and kind of these negative attributes of like love, right? Like when love can go too far, the dark side of love, I guess. So that is kind of coming through, but also I did a meditation today right before I started setting up for the reading, and I sat outside, and the sun it was just bright right in between these two trees that were right in front of me, and no clouds and just shine. It was like clarity and peace, and it was warmth, and it felt really nice. Yeah, and look, there's the sun. The sun is currently in Libra, and it's in this box. It's kind of like breaking out of this box of the Libra constellation, right? Um, yeah, so very interesting energies. There really is this balance between light and dark. That's how my day started off. Because when I first woke up, I just laid there and I thought like, my God, why did I have to see that? you know, it was I thought it was going to take me a minute to get over it, but I actually was able to process it pretty quickly and kind of come to a conclusion about what it meant for me. And yeah, I feel much better about it now. Though it doesn't take away the fact that it was very dark, very traumatic. So that this energy, this very extreme like peace, warmth, joy, happiness, and like hatred, rage, envy, death. Yeah, those are the forces I am tapping into today. So this should be a very interesting message. And I went ahead and pulled up the random image generator to get started, and I was kind of blown away by what images popped up just immediately when I opened the page. It is a library, a very nice library, probably at like a college or something like that. And then also feet. And where is Venus? Venus is at the feet of Virgo, but these feet are like they're like military, like boot, like war. I'm getting the energy of war, right? So it's like that once again, that darker side of love and war, right? Love's the battlefield, that kind of energy, but also this like studious, like highbrow, intellectual, like uh, it's giving me like legal, right? Like legal energy, like especially with Libra being involved in the picture here, because the two planets that are standing out to me today are Venus and the Sun, and Venus is in Virgo at the feet, and the Sun is in Libra scales, and the word library literally has Libra in it, and look, there's a library. I also thought it was interesting that this came up because if we look at the True Sky chart, you can see Venus is right here. There's the ticker in Virgo at the very end, about to enter Libra, but it's in the ninth house. And the ninth house is all about higher learning. And boom, higher learning right there. Right. And it's literally in the upper position above the feet. So yeah, the symbols are popping today already. Yeah, I do have a bonus little card deck that I'm going to be using today. It's my custom Venus correspondence deck that I made. I have a video about Venus and how it relates to the number two in my creative correspondence video series. If you want to check that out, I'll put it in the description. But yeah, on the bottom here in the pre-shuffle, we have attraction. So yeah, there's this idea of like opposites attracting because we have, this makes me think of the head because books, knowledge, learning, and then the feet. So we have these like opposite ends of the spectrum, but yet they are conjoined, right? Because they are conjoined by a body, right? So they are connected in some way. Um, yeah. The archetype that came through on the pre shuffle was the seed. So this is like obviously the beginning of something. It is the seed is the start, right? It has to start small and then it grows and grows and grows to however big it's going to be. So there's this idea of once again this like groundedness because when you plant seeds, you literally put them in the ground, and that's what's coming to my mind from this imagery here. And then for the tarot, we had the Knight of Wands. So yeah, this like passionate, um, in motion energy, like taking action, fiery energy. And the Two of Pentacles under that kind of standing out to me. This makes me think of the scales of Libra as well. So there may be a decision about something to do with work or career or money that you're having to weigh, something that might change your physical world in some way, your physical environment. Yeah. Okay. So to get started, finally, there's a lot. I know that was a lot already, but these are kind of the themes I'm toying with, and there's something to do with with the ninth house being in play here. Um, the sun is also in the ninth house, so we have Venus and the sun in the ninth house together. So this is like double whammy on this like higher learning philosophical um, energy, right? And also with the feet coming through, grounding these like higher ideals into reality somehow. So let's get a figure and go from there. All right, there's the figure of a woman or a feminine figure. I mean, it could be a man who is like presenting in a feminine way. So however you want to take it, but this feminine energy definitely coming through here. So once again, Virgo, Venus is in Virgo, Virgo coming through strong. All right. So that's what we're working with. I'm going to start with my little Venus correspondence deck and draw, I'm going to draw 3 words from here and see what we get. 3 concepts. Okay. So we have life, unfolding, life unfolding. This is making a sentence. And fair. Hey, look at that. Libra energy coming through again. Yeah, so we have life unfolding fair, and then desire on the bottom. Yeah, so once again, this idea of like attraction, it's like what you desire also desires you. That idea is coming through heavily, and it seems to be unfolding in a fair way, right? In a balanced way. Life unfolding fairly. No, it says fair, but that's interesting. It's making me think, especially with the dream that I had, that like even though things might seem dark and unjust, and maybe you have witnessed something like that, or something like that is playing out in your life, maybe in some way, it's this idea of like it's outside of your control and ultimately might be something that has to happen in order to allow this like unfolding and balance to be restored to life, right? All right, let's get some cards out on the table. Let's see where else we can go with this. What is this fair unfolding and desire about? I mean, fair unfolding of desire. I mean, that sounds great. You know, can't always be sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies, as they say. Um, you know, you got to break some eggs to make an omelet, right? So to make room for the new, sometimes things gotta break, they gotta crack, and what's inside has to be revealed, the truth. All right, so on the bottom we've got the King of Swords here. Speaking of the truth, and we have this idea of mental toughness, endurance, and also acting. Speak like you know, male energy, masculine energy is like speaking, right? Is like taking action, doing something with the air sword energy. And that can be words, thoughts, communication. It's like putting those words, thoughts, letters, whatever it is, into some form of action. And then on the bottom, we have another confirmation of that with the Eight of Wands. Here, progress. I say on the bottom, it was on the top of the pile of the cards that fell out, but you know what I mean. So yeah, this card has been coming out in almost all of my readings too. It's very dynamic, fast-moving energy, fiery energy. Yeah, it's like imagine like fiery arrows raining down from above, right? That kind of communication. Uh, some people also read the Eight of Wands as like the internet because of how fast communication, perpetuates itself through the internet. So this could be like an email or from whoever this King of Swords figure might be. I mean, this figure could represent you in this reading, or it could represent someone else that may be reaching out to you. So you might be reaching out to a King of Swords figure, or they might be reaching out to you. Only you know. But there is definitely this energy of unity coming together. Yeah, there is a joining, right? Like the head and the feet. In some way, you might see yourself as very different from the other person in this situation. Whether you're the King of Swords or they are, you might be quite different. You might be the Queen of Cups, right? Um, but there's still this like union. There's like this idea of union of opposites in a grounded way, with Virgo and the feet coming through, and it has something to do with like higher learning, higher intelligence, like maybe a philosophy on life. Maybe that's the connective tissue here. There's some kind of like philosophical lens that you guys both agree with. That's coming through too. And look at that, we have the King of Cups, not quite the Queen, but King of Cups on the bottom. So yeah, I mean, these two figures, they're both kings. They're both taking action in some way. One is taking action more in the mental realm, while one is more maybe attuned to their feelings. But yeah, it's kind of funny that I didn't even see that card before. Okay, so there is a union on the bottom of the deck beneath the King of Swords was death. So this is going to bring about some kind of major transformation. Oh, interesting. The Seven of Cups is in here upside down, which is weird because I try to keep all the cards upright. So this is, Seven of Cups can be illusions, dreams, things like that. Delusions, even, or just simply choices, as it says, if you look on the bottom there. Choices. But upside down, it's almost like the path is clear, right? Like, yeah, like there's something straightforward about this. So there is this unfolding between two people here, coming together, communicating with each other. It has something to do with desire and fairness. So what is this coming together about? Can we know what that's about? Obviously, it has something to do with new beginnings because we started off with the seed on the bottom. And I'm thinking it might be like some kind of like mission of sorts. Like it might be something that you're both very passionate about and that you see as meaningful, like very meaningful, because in the image we had this militaristic like boot. It's almost like gearing up for war in some way, and being led by this like immense understanding of the situation, whatever it might be. So let's get a little bit more. What is this situation? What does it have to do with? It feels like you know it's like philosophically moral. That could be the driving force behind whatever this coming together is. It's like this morality that you both agree on, even though you might have very different ways of approaching it. One's coming through the mental realm, and one is coming through the like emotional, like feeling it in your body, feeling it all the way down to your feet, right? Um, and that combination is really good because it's you have this strategy of the mental realm with the like intuitive, I would even say psychic nature of the cups of the emotional realm. All right, so let's get a little bit more here. We have the Emperor. So there's somebody in a position of authority, the Ace of Swords, the Truth, and the Knight of Cups. Hey, shout out to the channel. Cup Knight. Yeah, heart-led dreams, passions, desires, right? Yeah, this is taking action on those things that are deep in your heart and doing it truthfully with the Ace of Swords from a place of authority, the Emperor. Yeah, so we have the sun on the bottom here. So success, victory, clarity, joy. This is like this coming together is a very good thing. It's unfolding. It's yeah. Yeah, and though like even the way I had laid these out, I kind of have the Emperor on one side and the Knight of Cups on the other, and they're both kind of like protecting the truth here, right? The Ace of Swords, this clarity that exists between them. This is what's bonding them together. It's this understanding. That's great. So the way I'm seeing this is one person in this relationship, whatever kind of relationship it might be, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be that you both have a love for whatever this truth is that brings you together. But somebody has the resources, right? The Emperor, he's got it all. He's got the funds, he's got the know-how, he's got the knowledge and the experience, right? He's in a very powerful position, and then this other person has the vision, has the dream, right? And they are taking action on it, and it looks like this partnership is taking whatever this vision is to the next level, because it's like they both have the pieces that the other one is missing. One has all of the resources to make something happen, and the other one has the drive, the ambition, the vision, but they might not necessarily be in a place of um, stability, or like have the resources they need to really amp up this vision that they have. So that's really cool. I'm just curious. Oh my gosh! Underneath the sun, the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is going to be a very powerful partnership in whatever way it is. I mean, the Sun and Ten of Pentacles. Also, I'm pretty sure the Golden Dawn correspondences for the Ten of Pentacles is Mercury and Virgo. So we have this Virgo energy coming through again, and also Mercury is thoughts, communication. So King of Swords energy, right? Yeah, Four of Wands underneath that. This is a cause for celebration for stability, solid foundations, right? Yeah, this is great. Okay, let's put some archetypes. This is a very clear message. I was even thinking when I was meditating that like with the sun, it was like literally directly in front of me, like in between these two trees that almost they were like pillars, and then the sun was just directly in the middle of them. And I was like, I feel like the message today is just going to be very clear and straightforward. And lo and behold, all right. Okay, we got one there. I'm gonna draw two more. That one, and then I'm feeling towards the bottom. There we go. Yeah, on the bottom, we got the Queen. This archetype has been ever present as well, and this goes perfect with the Virgo Venus energy, right? So, this idea of like nurturing, support, um, emotions, intuitiveness as well, coming through again in a very grounded way, right? The Queen is very accomplished, has a lot of resources. Yeah. Let's see. This is the one that popped out. The mirror. Yeah, this idea of like it's like this partnership is the coming together of opposites, but it's also a mirror. It's like you mirror each other, but in this very contrasting way. It's like you both bring out, you accentuate the qualities of each other because you're so different, and yet you're still combined by this mirror of truth that exists between you. I mean, even the Ace of Swords, if this sword was like heavily polished and taken care of, you could probably see your reflection in it, right? So it acts as a mirror, sitting in between this Emperor and this Knight of Cups. So that's really cool. Let's see. Next, we have the ocean. Yeah, this is abundance. This is like, when I'm looking at this library image over here, it's like an ocean of books, right? It's just this like endless access to possibility, adventure, knowledge, resources. I mean, the ocean is filled with life, right? And it's constantly unfolding and renewing itself. Fundamental to the earth, we wouldn't be here without the ocean. And heavily connected to the moon, which is depicted on this mirror card. The moon is a mirror, it reflects the light of the sun. I actually made a video about it's one of my heart message videos about how we are like the moon. We're also like the sun in ways, but it was heavily focused on the moon because we absorb light and we also emit light in one, a very physical way, right? We actually do emit photons of light. I watched a video about that the other day. It was really cool, from the SciShow channel. But like through our energy as well, right? We take in the energy from the sun, charges the earth, it grows the plants, grows the food, grows the animal, everything, right? Wouldn't be here without the sun. And then we take that energy in literally from like getting sunlight on our skin or through the food we eat, and then it comes back out. So in that way, we are like the moon. And then finally, we have the mystic. This one came out yesterday too. Yeah, once again, it's this idea of being like a conduit, right? Like channeling energy, being aware of the energies that are present, how they're related, finding the meaning in them, understanding the connections between things on a very spiritual, emotional level, even mentally. I mean, the mystic is like, to me, the mystic is like taking that left brain, right brain, like very logical, very creative sides of ourselves and finding the interface between them. I just dropped it and it landed on the Ace of Swords. So yeah, um, that feels like the truth. Okay. Well, um, to wrap this up, I'm gonna get some advice here from the cards. I'm gonna refresh the figure, see what other figure wants to come through for some advice. Let's see. Ooh, bicycle. Hey, this is, I mean, two wheels here, right? It's a bicycle, so there is two forces that I want to say two. No, I guess they are forces of their own accord, like the front wheel, the back wheel, but it's like two independently turning. I can't find the words for this. What I'm trying to say here. These wheels are connected by the frame of the bike, right? So it's almost like the frame is the structure. It literally is the structure that keeps these two things that can move independently on their own together. That's what I'm trying to say. They could move independently on their own, but here they are joined together by this frame, which creates this bicycle and it allows for forward movement. So there's this idea of freedom, of movement, of maybe going faster because we have gone from feet to a bicycle now. So it's like an upgrade, something new, a new way of moving. All right, let's see what wants to come out here. I'm gonna put them face down. All right, on the bottom, the star. Yeah, this creative energy, right? Healing energy, creative energy, um, kind of like a rule breaking energy. Like this is an independent, like, I play by my own rules, I create my own reality kind of energy. The star. Every man and woman is a star. All right. So we've got Knight of Wands coming out again, Force of Nature. This is that fiery, fast moving, passionate energy. This is taking the action and going. This is like, putting an exhaust or like an engine on this bicycle and just like, those electric bikes you see people riding. It's like, yeah, you've strapped this bicycle with a motor and now you're really trucking. We've also got strength. So yeah, Leo energy, fire again coming through passion, literally says it on the bottom there. So yeah, this is that, desire that's coming through. I also see abundance here. There really is this coming together of vision and resources to bring this vision to life, to really strap a motor to this vision and give it real power, right? Real strength. And then finally, we have the Page of Swords. So this is new communication, a realization of some sort. Yeah, fresh air energy, right? To ramping up to something. In the background there, we have the first quarter moon, which means that the moon is going from a new moon to a full moon. So yeah, it's this ramping up energy due to this new communication. We saw that earlier with the Eight of Wands. So this it seems like something that should be coming in very soon if it has not already come in for you. Yeah. Okay. So I think these are the advice cards, and I'm just reading them plain. But looking at it through the lens of advice, I think the advice is to keep moving. Don't stop moving, especially we got with the bicycle there. Keep those wheels spinning. And the idea of endurance is coming through to me with the strength card. and keep those new communications flowing, right? These realizations that you're having, share them with those around you in any way, in whatever way you feel compelled to do. And of course, stay in your authentic expression, embrace your individuality. Do not change who you are for anyone, because the only you know who you really are, right? Underneath this star, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, there's a golden opportunity here. New venture, it says on the bottom. All right. So that does it for this message. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Yeah, if this resonated with you and you feel compelled to share anything, whoa, the fire in my candle is like going crazy right now, like insane. I wonder if I can. You see that? I just looked over and I was like, what the heck is going on here? It is like burning so brightly. Okay, anyway. Um yeah, so there's a lot of passionate energy from this message. uh like I said, this is like rocket fuel. Like, this is like, you are literally are strapping an engine to that bicycle and just taking off. Um anyway, sorry. uh Look, it's calmed down now. That was crazy. Right at the end. It's just back to its normal little candle flame now. Okay. Cool. Thanks, Spirit. That was pretty cool. I'm glad I caught that. Yeah, heavy star, burning bright energy. Yeah, don't be ashamed of your light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, kind of thing, and just burn bright. But anyway, thank you so much for being here with me. If this message resonated with you and you feel compelled to share, please don't share any like specific personal details in the comments, but yeah, you can vaguely share down below. And like the video if you liked it. It helps the channel. And yeah, as always, take care of yourselves, keep your heart open. Bye.